Hey everybody, it's Ian from UKEartswork.info with a little bit of a rant today, and the reason being that over the last year or so, in particular since COVID lifted, I get asked this nearly every day. And it's about permitted paid engagement concession or coming into the UK on a certificate of sponsorship. Oh, it's a lot easier to do this or it's a lot easier to do that. And often they're wrong because of the lack of knowledge about what this really involves. So here you go, I'm going to break it down for you right now. You can come into the UK under permitted paid engagement concession, which means you don't have to pay anything or do anything in advance. You simply arrive at the border with all the documents that you would normally need if you were applying for a permitted paid engagement visa, if you were a visa national, and an invitation letter. And then you have to get through the border. On that, you get a PPE stamp in your passport, and all good. I'm going to come back to it in a moment. Certificate of sponsorship, you go to a third-party sponsor or a venue that is a registered licensed sponsor. They will then issue you with a certificate of sponsorship. You arrive at the airport, the ferryport, whichever way you're coming into the UK, or Eurostar and the tunnel. Present your CoS number and maybe cover letter to the immigration officer there and get your passport stamped with a CoS stamp, and then you're okay from anywhere from a couple of days up to 90 days if you've got a lot of work and your sponsor has done that. So why are they different in terms of the effort involved? Do the CoS first. If you get someone to do a certificate for you, you supply them with passport ID page, home address, list of dates you're going to be doing, how much you're being paid, and proof that you really are a bona fide artist or creative support worker. Maybe web links, whatever, but just to prove who you are is who you say you are in terms of coming into the UK to work. The sponsor, licensed sponsor such as myself, will take all that information, check it, put it all onto a system, the UK VI licensed sponsorship management system, that will produce a certificate of sponsorship. I would then send you, for example, your certificate, which is a 2-page PDF. Maybe not, maybe I'll just send you a cover letter with your certificate number on it, passport number, details. You go to the point of entry, you hand that over with your passport, immigration officer looks at it, stamps the passport, all good. Legal, sorted, virtually no chance of being stopped at the border. Permitted paid engagement. If you're a non-visa national, you can't apply for this online, but you can come to the UK at the port of entry and say, here's my invitation letter. I'm being invited under the permitted paid engagement concession. Cool, yeah, it's simple, isn't it? That's it. No, it's not. If stopped by immigration, they can ask you, and do ask some people, not only for that invitation letter, they can ask you also for contracts. They can ask you for proof of financial status, which under the standard terms is £1,270 held in your bank account, I think, for 2 months before you enter the UK, or other proof of financial status to prove you can support yourself whilst you're in the UK. You will also be asked to prove you are an expert in your chosen profession, potentially. It's what happened to one of the bands that got stopped recently in May of 2023. They were stopped at Eurotunnel. There was another band that got stopped previous to that on a ferry, both from Germany. One band got stopped because they had other jobs. The other band got stopped because the immigration officials decided they were not expert enough. Because that's one of the definitions for permitted paid engagement. So the problem you have, easiness, is it is easier to have yourself a certificate of sponsorship if you can afford it, if the tour can make it work with that. All third-party sponsors have different fees, different fee structures. There's shop around is what I'd say. But one is not necessarily easy. The PPE route is easy in a sense that you can just turn up at the border with an invitation letter, but if asked, you do have to potentially provide everything I've just mentioned, and also maybe they will ask you where you're staying, proof of return travel, I mean, that's fine. If you've got all that documentation and you can work with that, that's the reality. The two, there are pluses and minuses for both. So there you go. I hope that's of help. I don't know if it is or not, but I hope so. Please do subscribe to the channel. At the end of this video, there's also a link to the playlist for legal routes into the UK. And there you go. Have a good summer. It's now June 2023. And let's hope things get better. Over time, I think things will get better and easier again. And remember, this is for all third country nationals. People who do not have a right to live and work in the UK, or maybe, I should more importantly say, work in the UK. Some people have pre-settled status and things like that, but let's not go there. All the very best. Take care. Have a good summer, and here's to a better future. Bye for now.